Joining us now to discuss is CNN political analyst Josh Rogin. And so, Josh, first on these diplomatic boycotts, they're largely symbolic, but they are also a real sore point for China, too.
Well, that's right, Kaitlan. Autocratic regimes use international sporting events like these to legitimize their policies. And in this case, the United States and some of its partners have decided to pursue a diplomatic boycott, which means the athletes can go, but the diplomats can't, in order to point out that these Olympics are going on in a country where a genocide is occurring. And of course, the Chinese government doesn't like that. They're not supposed to like that. So they're on the attack, and they're accusing the Americans of being hypocrites, and they're accusing the boycott of politicizing the games. But in truth, human rights is not really about politics. It's about humans. So I think what the Biden administration would say is that they're humanizing the games, not politicizing it.
Well, look, in the run-up to the games, I mean, we're seeing China further crack down in Hong Kong against free speech, against any form of dissent. And in your new op-ed in the Washington Post, you say that China is trying to establish their dominance in Asia and trying to bully the U.S. into refraining from taking action, specifically against military provocations. Tell us more about that.
Right. Well, all of these things happen in a context. And the context in Asia right now is that tensions are rising, okay? And that's happening in all sorts of arenas, but especially in terms of Taiwan. And what we've seen recently is that the Chinese military has been menacing Taiwan, sending dozens, if not hundreds of planes over the island. It's a direct threat to the freedom and the democracy that has existed on the island. And that's a conundrum for U.S. policymakers. What do? Well, if we stand up to it, that's going to make China more angry. If we don't do anything, maybe China's going to become more emboldened. And what the United States and its partners have decided to do is to not back down, is to express support and increase support for Taiwan. And of course, that makes Beijing only more and more angry. So we can pretend that we sort of have this month of Olympics where everything's hunky-dory, but the truth is that tensions are rising high, and most of that is due to the Chinese Communist Party's aggression. Yeah,
it's certainly something the White House will not deny. And Josh, you also write that basically China and the West are talking to each other with ships and warplanes, leaving both sides unsure of how their messages are coming through. And so this level of communication, what does that entail going forward for what this is going to look like once the Olympics are over?
Right. I think that's the key question, Kaitlan, is what happens when the Olympics are done? What happens when the cameras turn away? Right now, you could say that Beijing is on its best behavior, and its best behavior isn't that good, actually. But after the Olympics, they'll have even less reason to care about what we think, and there'll be even less cameras pointed at them. And that's when the danger really begins. That's when you're going to see the Chinese Communist Party ramp up its aggression and its internal repression and its thumbing of of all of the rules and laws that have underpinned the international system all this time. What do we do about that? Especially if we can't talk to them about it. Especially if they won't talk to us about it. That will be the key challenge in U.S. foreign policy in 2022. That will be the key problem, not just for the United States, but for the whole world. How do you deal with a China that's rich, powerful, aggressive, repressive, and doesn't care at all what we say or think about what it does? I don't know how to do that. That's the Biden administration's question. I think they're worried about that, but they're thinking about that hard right now.
Especially after China gets on the other side of the Olympics when they're allegedly on best behavior.
Exactly.
Josh Rogin, thank you very much for joining us. All
Anytime.
right.